Here we go. Oh yeah.
And we're back to He Lived, Heaven's Live Video Devotion. I'm so glad you guys are here, and welcome here to Waking the Dead, Part 2. The word in the street tonight is coming from John chapter 11, all right? New Testament. John chapter 11, verse 43 and 44. Go ahead and read that with me. When he had said this, Jesus called in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out!" The dead man came out, his hands and feet wrapped with strips of linen and a cloth around his face. Cool. So this story right here is just amazing. There's a man, his name is Lazarus, and he literally had been dead for 4 days. He's in a tomb. You know, they had the funeral, they had the wake, they had the repast, they was eating the food and all of that, and he was dead in the tomb for 4 days. And Jesus comes at this point, after being dead for 4 days, and calls him out of the tomb, and this dead man, Lazarus, actually wakes up. Amazing. And it reminds me back to a story we talked about yesterday. We heard of a girl who had a husband and he was in a coma. She gave him Zambian, the sleeping pill, which caused him to actually wake up. This man was in a coma, and a sleeping pill caused him to wake up, to start talking, start being able to move and use his normal functions against all medical science. And what's interesting is that this man, when he was able to actually speak and he was interviewed by reporters, he spoke and told people that while he was in a coma and the doctors were talking around him and while his wife was around crying, he wanted so badly to tell people, hey, I'm in here. He was talking in his mind, but nothing was coming out in his body. He wanted so desperately to let people know that I'm here, but it was almost as if no one could hear him. He wanted to let people know that he was there, that he was still around, that there was something to care for, but it seemed as if no one around him, all doctors, even his own wife, couldn't hear him, and it was just so desperate. And the parallel here is that sometimes we may feel the same way. This man who's in a coma feels just as dead as Lazarus, who was dead in the story. And sometimes you may feel that way. We may feel that no one hears us. We may feel that no one's out there for us, no one's listening, to the point where we're almost in a coma. We're trying our best to scream and to scratch the surface of life itself and let people know that we're out there, that we're going through problems, that we're desperate for attention, and it seems as if no one hears us. But I tell you today, the same way that Jesus woke Lazarus from the dead, the same way that this woman gave Zambian pills and didn't give up on her husband, is the same way that God treats us. He doesn't give up on us. He lets you know that he understands the situation, he understands what we're going through, and he will be there for you right on time. And he today, for you, will wake you from the dead. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you again tomorrow at 10 p.m.
For you I will live.